How late is too late to talk about your game? Good morning, afternoon, night, or whatever time of day it is when you watch this. I'm Jay, and there's barely any record of me having existed at all. I joke about that, but a part of this is because I make games but don't make devlogs or development logs about them. You know that game I'll be releasing soon, Quickly Quackly? Basically came out of nowhere, innit? I made this thing, and it's kinda coming out in under a month from now, and I really didn't talk about the development of it. But you know, I really should do that. Anyway, I've been making this other game called Neko Necro, and well, I am going to talk about it. A bit late because it's sorta 2/3 complete, maybe a bit more than that. But first, a brief recap. Get us up to speed, you know how it is. Once upon a time, Jay made games. A few of them, usually with pixels, which is a crying shame because Jay can draw and never mentions this. Anyway, it would make more sense to draw an entire game, right? With this thought in mind, I drew a couple of pages of things in a coffee shop one afternoon for a little experiment. It went like this, which was enough for me to think, yeah, let's make that a thing. So anyway, I created a new folder with the name Quick Platformer because I'd just make a quick and short platform game with these drawings and that would be it. One hand-drawn game in the bag, en route to superstardom in no time, right? 2.5 years later. Oh lordy, I am still working on this thing. Somebody please help me. Basically though, as is often the case in independent game development, life got in the way. I was well into development and then I thought for some reason about chasing a career as a tattoo artist. Started me an apprenticeship and everything I did. Spoilers, that didn't work out so well. Anyway, after waiting out the first part of the COVID-19 pandemic with a hand injury from that, when I could finally draw again, I set to work on this thing I was making, and, well, actually, haven't done much at all. I started revisiting backgrounds because I want the game to look as good as it possibly can, but things have been slow. Basically, it had been too long and I was out of game dev practice. Here's where I talk about Quickly Quackly again. Bear with me here, I'm just slyly using every opportunity I can to mention my upcoming game which you'll be able to play on Steam in early June, plug and all that, but there's a point to it all. Life getting in the way again, as it has a tendency to, my partner and I moved apartment to the other end of the city, and I felt like my entire life turned upside down. So I sorta ended up making this other quick little platform game and finished it, and that was kinda my practice run for getting back on the wagon, so to speak, which is great because I have this wonderful little game, if I may say so myself, up for release soon that I didn't prior. But where does this leave my quote-unquote main game, Neko Necro? Well, I'm getting to that. Quackly's got a release first. I've covered that in a previous video, but next, yes, I want to finish this monochrome cat thing, and here's where I'm at with it. Neko Necro is currently 50 levels strong across 5 different worlds. They all have music, but no sound effects outside of a few placeholders. I will record the bulk of those in a big session someday soon. I've also a few more musical jingles to write here and there. The first 4 worlds have nice multi-layered backgrounds, but I gotta revisit the 5th at some point, get everything looking nice and consistent. I started on bosses for each world. 2 of those are functional, if not complete. Presentation is sparse right now, but I should be getting on that when the core game is complete, basically meaning the levels plus bosses. I have a set of plot beats planned for the story, but no way to tell it yet. And so, cutscenes gotta be done, eventually. Core game and presentation first, of course, which will put me at minimum viable product stage. This is important just in case I need to scope down on the story for any reason, and there could be a few. In a nutshell, that's where I'm at right now. So yeah, I've previously not spoken about my games in development due to some crazy idea that people may not care about what I've got to say. Well, I'm glad to have been proven wrong by right now over 240 of you at least. So thank you for that, and I endeavour to keep you updated about my games going forward. And sorry it's late, but when's too late to talk about your game, really? Not right now, that's for sure. Gonna say not ever. So I will talk about this thing whilst I still have thing to make and talk about. Thank you so much, and good morning, afternoon, night, or whatever time of day it was when you watched this, you cool and attractive people. Help me and the algorithm out by giving this video a thumbs up, giving my channel a bell and subscribe, and by staying beautiful, because you are. I was well into I was well into development, and then I thought for some reason about chasing a career as a I was well into development. I am Cornholio.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Life getting in the way again as it has Battenberg. What? No.